Welcome to CineGear at Los Angeles Convention Center in this unique 3D VR 180 experience. We are going to experience some of the best innovations in the professional videography industry and the filmmaking industry in 3D. From the brand new TILTA Hydra-Arm car cell stabilizing system for DJI Ronin RS3 Pro to some of the best cinema robots for regular filmmaking and Unreal Engine virtual production. Besides the brand new RE Alexa 35, which we already covered in details on my last VR 180 experience, we are going to interview Sony about their brand new SONY Venice 2 for 360 video production to achieve 16K 360 video output with the best-in-class cinema quality. We will check out the AR wall integration with motion capture for virtual production and Frame IO video to cloud solution. We got a lot to cover in this VR experience. If you are into filmmaking tech and want to know the latest, this is for you. So please put on your Meta Quest 2 or your VR headsets of choice, sit back, relax, and meet me in the metaverse.
Yeah, so this is the Hydra-Arm Mini. This is essentially a camera crane for smaller handheld gimbals, something like the RS2, maybe even the Ronin 4D directly. The maximum would be something like a Movi Pro, but with a really stripped down camera package. The exact weight is going to be in the range of 15 pounds. The idea is that it does not rely on a counterweight system, meaning that you can go full 360 at any angle, and you are not going to need to worry about hanging a certain amount of weight off of the back of the car. Everything is relatively lightweight in terms of setting up. It breaks down into 3 flight cases that you can take on an airplane. The whole system, when mounted on a car, is about 200 pounds, meaning you do not need a specialty vehicle in order to mount or control this. And like I mentioned, because it is specifically designed for gimbals, the system does not include a specific gimbal or a battery to power, but the arm itself and everything you need to control it is going to come in right around $10,000. So the price of this compared to other arms is definitely well below many other options. Something else to note, it does run off of 110 volt AC power, meaning you are going to need a pretty heavy duty battery. We're running this off of a 1500 watt hour block battery, and as I mentioned, that isn't included, but those on their own are generally around $1,000. Something interesting about this is that you can get up about 10 feet, depending on the vehicle you're on, all the way down to pretty much bottoming out on most vehicles. You have a full 360 degrees of rotation. And you have quite a bit of pickup, meaning this thing can definitely move. So the reason people, I think, would be interested in this is if you're doing any type of car commercials, any type of shooting where you want to get some kind of angle other than just a static fixed car mount. This is going to allow you to, not just move the arm 360, but spin the gimbal 360. You will need 2 operators, one for the arm, one for the gimbal, but you can get top-down shots, you can get jib shots, you can get a whole range of camera motion on a moving vehicle that before was just not possible at this price point. Yeah, I'll give you another. My name is Nick from TILTA. You can find us on socials at TILTAMax on Instagram. You can also check out some of our Facebook user groups, specifically DJI Ecosystems user group. We have a whole Facebook group dedicated to all of our support systems for the DJI ecosystem, this being the latest and greatest, probably our most advanced support system for the DJI RS2 and other gimbals to come.
All right, so this is the zombie rig. It goes all the way, and it's fully supportive. And it's boom pole support system, and it's controlled wirelessly through this handle. And the production version is going to telescope as well, like a techno crane. This is just a prototype, and we expect this to be shipping by the fall. And it's a very, very innovative. There's nothing else like it, and it's lightweight. It's going to be under 10 pounds, and we're going to make a version that has the pole built in. So this is a prototype, but stay tuned for the zombie rig, and this is the zombie mount, but it'll all be combined.
So tell me more, is that only for audio? Can you rig the camera on the zombie end?
Yeah. So we have another, yes, you can absolutely put a camera on there, and you can, if you had a GoPro, and I mean, you can do just amazing shots.
What about DSLR?
Well, yes, we can, if you have a stronger pole, which is in development, there will be that. You'll be able to put a camera on it, and you know, hopefully some other stuff.
Rachel, so tell me, so what are you doing right now with this robot?
Yeah, so my name's Rachel with SISU Cinema Robotics, and we've tried to make motion control really simple. So what I'm doing right now is with our controller, our wand, I'm controlling the robot and telling it where I want the camera to be, as well as what I want my focus and iris and zoom to be set up on my camera. And all I'll have to do is set different keyframes in my program. And then after I've set those 3 keyframes to move my camera to those 3 positions, it'll go through and run that program the same every single time. So really easy. We've tried to make it as easy as possible to move the robot. So as I move my hand up, it moves the camera up. As I twist my hand around, it'll twist the camera around. So really simple, really easy to program. So what I've done with our robot, we've tried to make it really easy to move. And so what I can do is to move this camera, I want at the end of my program, I want to point at the camera you have there. So I'll tilt my camera down. I will maybe roll it a little bit, and I'm gonna get a little bit closer to you. So I'm just gonna poke on in and get really close to our camera. And really get right on close. We're gonna look camera to camera here and touch up my focus a little bit. Really look at our camera. And now let's go ahead and we're gonna play on back what we just made. And so 3, 2, 1, action. We're gonna slowly pull out. We're gonna go look at Weston, and then we're gonna pull out to the top of Weston there. And so I'm gonna bring it back on in at a faster speed, and let's bring it in, faster speed, and 3, 2, 1, action. And come around Weston, our beautiful mannequin, and camera to camera. Really simple, really easy to change what I'm looking at and write this program, and it's gonna run the same motion every single time.
So tell us a little bit, what is the benefit of motion control, and why is professional cinema gear, cinema house use motion control?
Yeah, so motion control, it really makes whatever your vision is a reality. People can't do the same thing every time. So layering shots, taking plates, people can't do it. You have to use some kind of motion control to do that. And that's where robots comes in. And on top of that, say you're doing some really crazy product shots. A person can't get over top of a product, do a 360 and then drop down below a table, but a robot can. And so we really want to do robots for crazy, fast shots, working with phantoms, working with motion that people can't do the same time, the same way every single time.
So we're at CineGear, we're at the Sony booth. This is the Venice 2. Unlike the Venice original, Venice 2 is a little bit different in that it has its dual base ISO is 800 and 3200, where the Venice original is 500 and 2500. Both cameras have single stops of optical ND, 8 stops from clear all the way to 2.4. And this also has, it's a full frame sensor. This particular one is 8K and it's got 16 plus stops of dynamic range. So the highlight roll off is just a little bit smoother up at the top. Venice Original is 15 plus stops, has a really nice roll off as well. This one has a little bit different of a noise floor than the Venice Original. Venice Original is 6K and it can go down into 4K imager modes. This one's 8K and can go down into 6K imager modes. But one of the huge benefits to Venice is that you can go into what we call the Rialto mode. So this sensor is a matter of 4 screws that are in the front, and you can undo that and it goes into like a casing. And so then the case is about this, and then the body can be as far back as you want it to be. Right now with the Venice Original, that Rialto is about 9 feet or 18 feet. But something that's really cool that we've seen with applications is with the Antennae lenses, you can put 2 Rialtos back to back, and the 2 Antennae lenses will get you almost 300, a little more than 360 degrees of field of view, so you can stitch together that image a little bit easier with just 2 camera feeds instead of having to do like 4 camera feeds, for example.
And that is 16K resolution, right?
If it's 2 8Ks, it would be 16K resolution, a little bit more than 16K because it's 8.2.
I just want to point out to the world, this is the world's highest resolution 60 camera ever made, if that's possible.
Yeah, that would be true if you can, when you put 2 sensors together, when you stitch it together just like that, yeah. So that's Venice 2 and Venice Original. They have a little bit of different nuances to them, but all together the Venice 2 is the latest and the greatest, has the higher resolution. It's really great for like virtual production and things like that.
Tell us more about the virtual production. Did you guys send out the metadata to Unreal and track it? So all camera information can be accessible live in the Unreal Engine?
Yes, so all the camera information right now, it's still, they're still working out some of the kinks and everything like that. Just like with everything, there's always a bunch of development that's behind it, but you can take information by going into menu, and it's as simple as going to info. And this lens, for example, you can take all of the lens metadata, and it tells me my depth of field, it tells me my iris, it'll tell me my focus, and that can all feed into Unreal. That's all based off of the camera's capable of taking anything. It's all based off of the lens being able to speak to the camera. And that all feeds into Unreal.
Tell us a little bit about the light ability of the camera, like for live streaming. Did you guys have like 1 4K SDI out, 2 4K SDI out, can it combine 8K?
Sure. So right now you can do up to 4K out, what you're going to be able to achieve. So right now we're monitoring 4K out at 24p. We're looking at 2SI. And then I've got 1080 available that comes out of my 3 and 4 SDIs. And then I've got 1080 available that comes out of my monitor out.
So can you like tie 2 4K out into a full 8K out? Can you get a full sensor read out from my SDI?
So it'll only, 4K is as high as it will output. Color profile, just like with a lot of other manufacturers, similar, that it can capture log and it'll capture raw. This does internal XOCN, Sony XOCN. And it's got a large color gamut, so you can do 20/20, you can do down into 709, whatever you need it to be.
And the storage is special media card?
So the AXS cards are how you capture the XOCN, which is 16-bit, and those are 1 terabyte S66 cards in particular that just came out. But then they also have the cards that go with the Venice Original you can also use with this one. You just might have to play with your settings a little bit.
Got it. And what's the availability, pricing, where people can rent one, get one, like how that works?
So Venice 2 is at different rental houses, like some boutique ones, like who did they just say? So I know like Panavision has it, Keslo, some of the big guys, they all have it. B&H is selling, Band Pro, Able Cine, Sammy's. I'm trying to make sure I don't leave anybody out. As far as availability, they are on back order because they're so wanted right now. Venice 2s are pretty back ordered, but hopefully if you order one today, then you'll be able to get one in a couple of months.
How much is just the frame, just the body?
So if you want to pull just the body, I'm not sure how much just the body is.
How much the RS price?
So if you want to pull it out of the box and you have the licenses, the body, like a battery and some media and stuff like that, pull it out of the box and start shooting, it's about $95,000-ish. My name's Katie Elenecki. I work as a contractor with Sony and I also shoot out in the world. If you want to find out more information, go to sonyscine.com. It's probably the best place that you can learn anything about Venice Original, Venice 2, all of the FX cameras. There's lots, there's footage that you can download, there's a data calculator, there's all kinds of cool stuff on there, including videos, and soon 101s on some of these cameras.
Hi, I'm JJ. I'm part of the Frame.io team. We're here at CineGear 2022 in Los Angeles. I'm here to tell you a little bit more about what we have at the Frame.io booth this year. So we really had to focus this year on what is new, what is happening. And I think a lot of this focus is on 2 things. We got camera to cloud, and then we have our Frame.io collaboration platform. So to kick things off, this year at Camera to Cloud, we're launching off of a lot of the material and the release that we had at NAB this year. And that focus was on bringing Camera to Cloud for everyone. We started this with a Filmic Pro integration. So we have Camera to Cloud now on smartphone devices. We have an integration now with Atomus. So you on the Atomus Connect and the Shogun Connect, you can have Frame.io go directly to the cloud, or your media from the camera go directly to the cloud for mirrorless and all HDMI cameras. And then from there, we strengthened our relationship with Teradek, and with their new Surf 4K product, you can have cinema camera quality media come directly into your Frame.io account by way of Camera to Cloud. We also launched integrations with a ton of new partners like FDX and Viviana Cloud, where you can take audio and lots of different custom workflows right into the cloud as well. So really exciting workflows there. At this show, at CineGear this year, we wanted to show that entire workflow, go from productions, dailies, editorial, digital intermediate, and Apple TV. So what that means is you're actually able to see a full production of this workflow from start to finish. So it's been a really awesome experience. We have people on this side of the booth over here. You can't really see from this perspective, but we have an iPhone set up with a Panavision viewfinder. It's incredible. We have Atomus recorders on a Canon camera over there. And then we also have the new Alexa S35 camera hooked up with the Teradek Surf 4K, getting media up into Frame.io, where we're also able to show this on a Red Komodo here, where we're putting media from the camera into the cloud. Then we're moving this through a audio network. We have an Aton and we have a sound devices system set up, as well as Viviana Cloud, ZoeLog, and a couple of our other highlighted integrations. From there, we're bringing people into the on-set networking. And this is where we have Solara and First Mile to show off what do you need on set in order to have an effective workflow. Hey, Derek. From there, we're going into dailies workflow with Colorfront, where we're having an opportunity to get you through a full dailies workflow, which is a huge impact for Camera to Cloud. From there, we're going into the editorial piece of this, focusing on our integration with Adobe Premiere Pro. So, as you might have heard, Frame.io was acquired by Adobe in late last year, and through that, we've been really honing in on what does this partnership mean for many people. Well, first and foremost, built into the applications is a native integration from Frame.io to Premiere Pro and After Effects. So built right into the menus, you can see Frame.io. You can see actually in this panel here and up here, an extension where you're able to see your media, collaborate, find a to-do list of review and approval. It really feels like all of Frame.io, but in the editorial platforms you're used to using. So you don't actually need to leave your software to collaborate with others. What this also means is that we have a way to bring a total new audience into Frame.io workflows. And through that, we launched Frame.io for Creative Cloud. What this is a brand new way for Adobe Creative Cloud users to log into Frame.io using their Adobe credentials. This is available to many people who are using a Creative Cloud license that's paid. Through this, you can get 2 members, 100 gigs of storage, and 5 concurrent projects, and access to Camera to Cloud. So you're able to go in right now and try these workflows. I've been saying a lot of these people who are getting into this workflow, who might not want to invest in the technology yet, the best way to try Camera to Cloud at home today is to log into Adobe, log into Frame.io with your Adobe ID, get Filmic Pro on your iPhone, and start using that content today. So to further that, a lot of people are saying, okay, now that you're an Adobe company, are you going to continue to support third-party applications? And that answer is yes. And through that, we launched an integration over the last year with Baselight, which is a premier coloring system that is being used in some of the top productions in the world today. So this is a strong step into our commitment to other party or third-party platforms, as well as all the integrations that we had with Camera to Cloud this year. The end of this narrative here is that we have a strong security emphasis on our enterprise customer and our enterprise community network. We understand how important it is to have a comfortable workflow as you're going from start to finish. And part of this is having a Frame.io app for Apple TV. So now you can watch your dailies at home. Let's say you're shooting in New York, you have your producer in Los Angeles, they can be on the couch watching their dailies in 4K on their HDR device. or you can be crowded around a TV on set instead of huddled around a monitor. And this ties really nicely in with our new security features we launched this year with DRM, watermark ID, and multi-factor authentication. So as you can see, quick wrap up, brand new C2C integrations, a production workflow from start to finish, Frame.io for Adobe Creative Cloud, a Basslight integration, an Apple TV app, and new security features for our enterprise customers. So we've been really busy, we've been really excited, and I hope this was a lot of information you found helpful today. Thank you.
I have one question. So
Sure.
Besides Basslight, do you integrate with DaVinci Resolve Fusion or other coding pipeline?
Great question. So we have direct integrations with Final Cut Pro, DaVinci Resolve, and the entire Adobe suite, or for After Effects and Premiere Pro.
And that's not going to go away.
We're going to continue to update these features. Yes, absolutely.
This is Aputure lighting.
Thank you for watching. Comment below and let me know if you like this kind of VR180 experience where I go into a trade show and do the exclusive interview in 3D. I will be at VidCon next, so hopefully I will see you there or see you in the metaverse. Ciao.